I know y'all motherfuckers heard this shit before. Talk is cheap. Who the fuck you think you is? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who? You? Not hardly. Seriously, I lyrically render thee my enemy. Your intentions be clearly, sincerely to be the end of me. But I am what you pretend to be. You lack this intensity. I presently possess the tendency and weaponry to breathlessly. In your tendency, the bullshit that you mumble don't make sense to me. You really wanna get at it? Say my name, I'll make it happen. Fuck the chitter chatter, let's get this shit cracking. Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who? You? Not hardly. My superior interior rearranges your scenario. You're so mono-minded, but I spit this shit in stereo. You should've let it go long ago. Streamline flow like Taekwondo. Play my game, give a go in this studio. Yeah, keep the head spinning like vertigo. Feel what I mean? Michelangelo. No one can never quite do it the same. Pray and take aim. Claim all the fame, I'm after one thing. Check my family name, bitch. Stop me, stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me? Stop me. Who gon' stop me? Who? You? Not hardly.
In this world is my boss and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You need people like me so you can burn your fucking fingers.
I am the prodigy, probably an oddity, commodity to fuck up your psychology. I honestly, possibly, constantly body these fucking wannabes. I am the novelty, fulfillment of the prophecy. I am apostasy's atrocity, demonstrably an anomaly. Just check the verbosity of my anthology. What you want, I do this shit unconsciously. I told you after Devil's Night, I'm coming down swinging. Hit 'em with that boom and keep their heads ringing. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. But you sleep? I told you what I do. What if I just switch the flow? Let the pieces fall, call it domino. I kill in force. Idaho, Idaho, you the hoe. I know you know how to ride this pole. Rodeo. Like fuck with you a little, it'll ripple, cripple. But I give you this pickle. What am I trying to say? If A can beat me, then we can see. And after that, yeah, you can get the D. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. But you sleep? I told you what I do.
Say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Welcome to the Atheist Network Group. You have stumbled upon the YouTube channel, the Atheist YouTube channel that loves theists most of the time. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's cracking? It's your boy Oz. What's up, Jenna?
What up, though?
What it do?
Pretty good. Besides, what's going to happen. But pretty good.
It's
Good day
about to go down.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
I had a refresh.
Should have had to refresh. But now just a couple things, and we'll get down to business. First of all, thanks again to Mark Reed and JW for the Queen. Thank you. To Mark Reed and James Dubb for being the two debaters in the relaunch, the return of the Ultimate Debate Championship, which you see the beautiful, sexy belt right here behind me. We'll talk about that later. And big shout out to Mr. Nick, $666 suit or for stepping in last minute and being the referee. Appreciate it. And there's all the links you need if you want to be a debater on UDC. There's a link. But if anything, just go subscribe.
Yeah. If you missed the live stream of the debate, it was fire. In the beginning, technical difficulties, but by all means, just skip over like maybe 20, 30 minutes of that chunk of the show. After that, it was fire.
It was in fuego.
More information to come on our next debaters in the coming week.
Yep. Hopefully next week. If not, as we get things rolling, it might be a little slower. But our goal is to have a debate a week on Monday nights, and kind of have like a Monday Night Raw type feel. Yeah. What a rush! Yep.
Are you gonna keep doing that?
Fuck yeah, I nail it. Okay. I nail it. And if you missed last night's late night stream, this guy named C. Road Warrior tried to clap at my homie Brady Goodwin Jr., the man formerly known as Fanatic, and I got in that ass, and he's been going all day. He's been commenting via Twitter and YouTube all day. So I think we put a little chap in his ass. But hey, this one's your shit, babe. You talk about it.
Well, I know I had said that I'm returning my #NotLadylike show like a month ago. And, through just adjusting to my new life here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and my new job and all that stuff, I pushed it off aside and, mentally reflected on a lot of things that was going on with me personally. Anyhoot, I am finally going to relaunch my solo show, #LightLadylike, this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, stay tuned.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
We're doing what?
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
I let that wine sit in the fridge a long time and it tastes real good. I already set up the stream for it. So the topic, I'll just let you know, is about stay-at-home daughters. I've been rewatching this documentary on it and researching these two sisters that kind of are officially, unofficially backing the movement of stay-at-home daughters, if you don't know or are unfamiliar with that term or what that is all about, do a quick Google if you want, but I'll fill you in on Sunday. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. And it's going down. And then just two things to hit real quick. One, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we're going to do a stream with Jared from HFA, Humanist Fellowship Assembly. It's a local skeptic / atheist group here. You guys know the name. He hangs out with us. Anytime he has the free time to be here. But they're wrapping up their the drive to either collect clothing or collect dollars to purchase clothing for the homeless community here in Fort Wayne. So we're going to do a little drive tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time to help assist, and we wanted Tang to get behind that, and not just Tang, but also the Better Conference, because they'll be there. That's where we met them. They'll be there again this year, August 5th and 6th in Columbia City, Indiana. Details looming. And Jared and their crew are going to be helping with kind of the welcome team and the, making sure everybody knows where everything's at and where to go, where not to go. The nice thing is Jared lives in that general area, so he probably knows it better than even I do. And Stoney McDoobie is here getting stoned as fuck. So we're here for all that. And then last but not least, excuse me, I had to burp.
I heard it, so you didn't have to.
So professional. If you're in the Fort Wayne area and you enjoy hip-hop, or you just like hanging out with me, or maybe you've never hung out with me, you want to hang out with me, I don't know why you would, but if you would like to, I'll be DJing. So far, it looks like Friday and Saturday night here in the Fort Wayne area. 2 different venues, but here in the Fort Wayne area with the So Sizzly crew, so Ernie Wayne and Case Kane. And we had the opening night of our tour last Saturday night. And, for being the first one as a group, and we were the headliners, the organizers, the boom, 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 boom. It was badass. It was badass. Jesus burped. He also wept.
What's up, Dr. Kill?
What's up? And I was going to say, babe, if you want to go through the chat, say what's up to everybody. And then we'll get started.
I like saying hi's. Hi, what's up, nudie? Dr. Kill, a.k.a. Dr. Kip. Sage just hopped on in. Stony, look at the trees. Mountie. I don't know why I said that. Mouty. What's up, Mouty?
It's the Mountie.
Grumps, I saw you. I think Rage may be hanging on if he's not already fell asleep. I caught a bit of his stream not too long ago regarding, I guess Kit Hovind lost his YouTube channel.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah, both. That's right. Pal as well. And then I guess...
Well, no, I mean, Hovind lost his, Kit Hovind account and the Dino We Love Little Kids account.
Yeah. Oh, well. So sad.
Fuck them.
Which almost ties, not really, just via association, ties into tonight. Because the person that is Kinshoven is in association with a person that we dislike named Brett Wiener, which is also friends with the person we are about to respond to that made a video about us.
Jenna said that politely and nicely because that's who she is and what she does.
You're welcome.
For me, about to get in that ass. About to bring all the smoke. What's up, Shane? What's up, Rage? Yeah, that's anytime I think about that account. It's the Dino We Love Kids Land account.
Oh God.
But let's talk about this little thing. So what we're gonna do is we'll play the opening part of I think his name's Josh. He's got a little channel. I think it has like a half a subscriber.
Yeah.
And he was there, and Brett Wiener really propped this guy up to be this biblical, theological, doctrinal, whatever genius.
Totally lived up to the name.
And I'm gonna stop that there because I'm gonna let the tape talk for itself, right? And they asked all these questions, made all these claims, and then he does this little, what would be a hit piece, but I think his name was Josh. And if I'm wrong, somebody correct me.
Maybe Justin. I don't know. Someone with a J.
Josh, Justin, whatever you know. You need to go to Hit Piece School.
For real.
Because this is weak sauce. And we'll get into the content. But one last time, because I saw some other names jump in as we were going through. What's up? Thanks for hanging out. We about to get into the shade and then deliver all the smoke. Yes, Dr. Oz is fitting to get at it. And if you really want to see me saucy, go check out, not right now, but check out the response I did to the fuck stick that went after Brady Goodwin Jr. Last night. That shit is hysterical. It's fucking hysterical. But before we hit the music, baby, you want to do a transition? I'll play music while you transition.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
I do appreciate a transition. Thank you.
Oh, I'm here for all the music. I'm here for all the music. So, Beamsy, yes, Daddy Oz is here.
Oh, God.
Anytime you need me.
Hi, Beamsy. You know, for the record, I started saying Daddy Oz before it was cool. Just wanted to put that out there for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Oh, let's make this awkward as fuck for everybody. What's up, Assembly of God? Or Assembly of God?
What up,
Thanks
though?
for hanging out.
Yeah, so I found you this. Like, apparently we're tagged, or you can see it on kind of see it on the name there. We were tagged. He created this like a week or two ago, like a few days after we appeared on Brett's channel. Didn't even know. I was just scanning through, the back channel of comments on our channel and saw this with us linked to it. And I was like, babe, you need to wake up. We need to watch this. And it was pretty hilarious. We had a good laugh and a bit of annoyance to it.
It's fun. Well, let's just get to it. So, again, Look at the Trees is here. I already said what's up to Beamsy. Yes, Daddy Oz is here for you. But let's get into, and like I said, we're gonna play the first part of this when he gets through the clip from when Jen and I appeared on Brett Wiener's channel, and then we'll go to the actual footage from Brett Wiener's channel, so you get, as the Christians love to say, full context. Coming in hot.
Hard.
Oh, and Beamsy, your other comment I want to say. Actually, I get a kick out of it. I'm entertained when people hit on Jenna. I actually kind of just sit back and watch. I think it's hilarious. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Hello there, everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army.
No, we're
An
not.
army that is building itself up one subscriber at a
Rather burn in
time.
hell.
And before we get into the topic of today's video, I'd like to briefly bring to your attention the existence of Quarter. Quarter is an open source alt tech alternative to YouTube. Features that you don't get on YouTube.
Oh yeah, skip over that advertisement, mumbo jumbo.
I thought I had, but obviously I didn't.
No, it's
Obviously I didn't.
dead first in the beginning. Oh, and you may have to turn up the sound.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. You didn't miss much.
Basically, create a video room, kind of like the being shadow banned or. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the actual topic of today's video.
Yeah, let's do that.
Today, we're going to be responding to Tang. Tang is the
What do you say?
atheist net.
That be us. That be us.
Everybody in this bitch get set. Everybody in this bitch get set. Everybody in this bitch get set. Everybody in this bitch get set.
Cuckoo. Roll with it.
Network group, or it's the atheist networking group. I don't remember which one it is. Actually, we can answer that question right now. Oh, okay. It's the atheist network group. They have 3.79K subscribers to their YouTube channel, and the
To your one half.
reason why we're talking about them is that they decided to come onto the God TV radio show that I was participating in a couple nights ago.
Good.
And what happened is that Tang explained themselves. So Oz, the man behind Tang, was in the stream, and his girlfriend, who also does a lot of the content for Tang, was there as well. And at this point in the video, they were hidden behind the book banner that Brett put up because he hadn't
Was he scared?
verified that he could put them on screen yet.
Because
as
Brett
far as
Wiener's
the
a
whole
little
trust
bitch.
thing goes. But anyway, Oz was talking about the purpose behind Tang, which basically is to help people with overcoming the indoctrination that Christians put them through when they were kids, and trying to help people realize that atheists and evolutionists are just
Boom. Already misrepresentation, which we'll go. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time. I'm not going to camp out here. But the misrepresentation, the dishonesty, and your cowardly attempt to build the most weak straw man possible starts right here.
It does.
So now I thought, because this is the first time I really fucking talked to this guy. I was like, oh, he's he seems calm and cool, and I'm with that. But then you do this after Brett came to your rescue when I had you pinned down for the 1, 2, 3. Oh, what a rush!
And didn't we not already jump into this stream explaining what Tang was about?
Well, I don't remember where he's jumping in now, but we're gonna play it for again because the Christians love it. Full context. Well, we'll play it here in a minute.
these wonderful, awesome people. And so basically they kind of do like fluff piece works that
Fluff piece.
Fluff.
Fluff piece. We do fluff piece work here, y'all, if you didn't know that. All that mental health bullshit we talk about, all that DJ streams bullshit that Oz does, all the other bullshit I do, fluff pieces.
Ask C wannabe road warrior from last night if I do fluff pieces. Ask Braxy and Missed It Pritchett if I do fluff pieces. Ask DeRay Love if I do fluff pieces. This demonstrates that you didn't even take the time to review the channel. Do we address abuse and trauma and mental health and the long-lasting ill and negative impacts of indoctrination and abuse within the indoctrination? You bet your sweet little Christian ass we do.
Yeah.
But it ain't fluff, and you about to get it. You about to get all the fluff, homie.
Gonna get a fluffy kick in the ass.
are meant to make atheists look as awesome of people as possible. You know, they're just like you and me, and they're fun people, and they're so nice, and they do all their hobbies, and I get that. You don't want to have your group demonized by people, especially when the more unsavory elements of the atheist evolutionist community are so
The atheist, which again, misrepresentation, because when we go and watch, when you get to see the and it's not very long at all. The entire interaction with Jen and I and this douche and Brett Wiener, you will see how dishonest and ridiculous this is, especially within the context of our conversation. You're a dishonest piece of shit, sir.
Prominent on the internet. However, when it came to talking about indoctrination of children, we see Oz, the man behind Tang, say the following at the 2-hour, 40-minute, and 2-second mark of this live stream.
All right. Can you define indoctrination as well as the word itself, religion?
Indoctrination, to keep it short, indoctrination. And I also want to throw this out there, and I'm actually proud of this. You'll hear this little clip that he doesn't share any other audio or video from this, just this one little clip. And that's why I'm going to give full context. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I'd been drinking a little bit, and I still crushed their asses. Like, fucking smashed them. So Brett Wiener had to kick me off because I had his Prince of the Bible
and a vice grip,
like ready to make him tap out, and Brett was like, "Oh, we got to get rid of Oz," but we'll get to that. Is the perpetual and the continual teaching and telling. I mean, I don't blame him. I'm pretty sexy, especially in that video that you're referring to. Yes, the especially minors, that this is what you believe and this is why you believe it, because mom and dad or pastor or youth pastor or aunt, uncle, whatever, have told you that it's true without giving you the tools, and the ammunition to go and discover otherwise, or to push back, or exercise critical thinking. And religion, again, without pulling up a bunch of definitions. And all right, so because Brett Wiener is going to try to slip one in here in a second. That's what she said. And I did that to your mom, Brett Wiener. Wow. Let's get it before he goes to, let's say, just be dishonest or poison the well, however you may want to look at that. Earlier, but I didn't. The process, indoctrination, the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Uncritically.
That sounds similar to what you were just saying.
While having a buzz.
Interesting.
Roll tape. Terms, religion is just the worship and the giving of thoughts, life, practice, any of that to a unknown deity.
So as we can see in that clip, Oz, the man behind Tang, defines indoctrination as the teaching of your worldview to children who are under the age of 18, and you don't just teach them, you don't give them any opposing worldviews to compare to the one you're teaching them, and you don't give them the critical thinking skills to figure out whether or not what you're telling them is true or not.
Right. Because it's the mere exception of accepting something without critical thought, without really assuming that you're going to apply any critical thinking to it. You just have to accept it. That's it. That's the full definition of indoctrination. That's exactly what your Christian religion does, and every other theistic belief.
Yep. Uno momento. As soon as I can. Why is this not? There we go. There we go. Don't play yet.
So now Oz is pulling up the actual live stream that he and I were on 2 weeks back that plays the full portion of us joining and us being kicked out. And it's but what, 10, 15 minutes?
Ish, right around there. But there's a few things that I want to point out that I went back and rewatched this a couple times today.
What up, James?
And what up, James? And I'm gonna stay focused on Josh. I think his name is. But I'm also going to point out a couple things. I think I'm pretty certain at this point, just based on the choice in verbiage. The choice in verbiage and how he decided to communicate certain points that, Brett Wiener, you're just a giant piece of shit. It's not that I didn't think that before, but I'm pretty convinced at this point. You're just a giant piece of shit. So we'll play this. Let's just jump into it. Well, before we do, we had a couple more people join the stream. What up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a motherfucking drink, Tang Gang. Wake up.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting set.
And I may disappear for like 60 seconds, but I'm listening.
Antagonistic towards us and trying to bombard us with a million questions like Gur was.
Oh, I don't mind questions.
Poor
at all.
Gur.
I like having
Poor
the
Gur.
discussions, but
Gur.
I just want to make sure that the questions are historical, repetitive, parroted stuff they might have heard from Hitchens back in the day, and it's
Can't
fine.
answer.
Right.
So we do have two other people in the room, but I don't know them well enough, and I don't have enough trust and viability in what Gurmania is about. So why don't you two tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us what kind of videos do you guys make, and what you into?
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. You talking to the people under the banner or me?
We got Adam in here. We got a guy called Oz who's got a really neat background, and the purple-haired lady that you were saying that seems like she's nice. You've watched her videos before. What's she all about?
Well, I don't know her at all. I was just that was what Gur was saying earlier.
Well, you can't go along with what somebody that's.
Well, I didn't agree with him. I was just trying to. I was just trying to say that he should have been on the main screen while he was answering the question, and that you could keep them under the banner until you felt it was safe.
Oh, I get it. I know why he wanted to be on the main screen. He was wanting to do his little nasty gotcha thing and then put it over on his channel. I get it. So what's going on there, Jenna? What is your theological position and political disposition, as well as Oz? I mean, all you got to do is just take your mouse down, you click that little mute button, and then noise comes out of it.
All you gotta do is take that dumbass banner down.
Or Jena and Oz still
visibly.
here? Like in the video?
I
see them in the panel.
So are you saying because I've been typing in the private chat. So am I live with you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live on the show.
Hey, Oz, welcome to the
No,
channel.
you were hiding our face.
Thank you. That wasn't made clear. And so, Jenna, can we hear you?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Jenna.
Hello.
So, Brett, you jumped onto our channel about 3 weeks ago ish, right around there.
You go under another name. I go into a lot of streams.
The Atheist Network group.
Yeah, the Atheist Network group. You jumped onto our stream. We had about almost an hour-long conversation. So if all right, first things first already. So Brett, the purple-haired lady, she has a motherfucking name, dick.
That's me.
She has a motherfucking name, and it's right there on the goddamn screen.
thought I was nice. Womanistic prick.
And because you don't know how to call her by her name, that's why I call you Brett Wiener. You earned it. You earned it. And then the whole, all you got to do is hit the little unmute button and talking noise comes out.
Oh, shit, Sherlock.
Well, all you have to do is hit that little camera button and put your ugly ass mug up on the motherfucking camera.
Thank you, Bimsy. It is more lavender than purple. That is appropriate.
But I wouldn't expect someone so shallow-minded as Brett Wiener to know the difference between purple and lavender. So that was our mistake. Yeah, if you don't remember me or the channel, that's okay. But we've definitely spoken before.
Okay, let me zoom up. Are you I think the guy that I was talking to had a solid background or was having like some kind of audio issues or something like that. You're the same guy? It looks like the guy I was talking to didn't have glasses or a hat on.
It may have been a different
Yeah, you're thinking about different.
I can find the link to
Oh,
the stream if you like.
Just
Yeah, all right.
Also have that awesome radio announcer voice.
I've had the same background for 8 months, and I always have a hat on, and pretty regularly have either this pair or my other pair of glasses on. So,
oh, wait a minute, I think I remember something about.
and see, at this point, I like y'all act like we're dumb to these streaming softwares. I know you see me backstage. I know that you can see that I'm on camera and I'm talking. You can see Jena on camera and talking. You skirt?
Yeah.
You skirt? Like, you want people to come on? You want to have all these conversations, ask questions, go back and forth, have this dialogue? Like, just put us on screen.
Were you the guy who was talking about how Kristen's brainwashed and abused children and all that?
Finally. Well, that's your way of saying it. I was talking about indoctrination. So that's probably your way of simplifying that.
Well, in your videos, it said that Christians are abusive and brainwash and gaslight children and all that.
No, that's not what it said. But again, complete misrepresentation. When he jumped in on that, it didn't say anything about gaslighting children or manipulating children. So again, great job, Brett Wiener and crew. We can talk about it, but that's not you're putting words in my mouth. That's not what I said.
Well, you did put a link out to the video. I mean, if you are the same person, I remember having to sit there for 20 minutes watching these videos about how Christians are so mean to the little ones and all that.
Poor thing.
Where's the link to that video? Is it in the private chat somewhere?
Right now. 1 moment.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though. I talk to a lot of different people. I can't keep it all in track unless I consistently continue to talk to them. It is what it is. I'm an old man.
To be clear, you had to wait to get on just as long as I had to wait. Jena had to wait to get on to your channel. So don't get too butthurt, Brett Wiener.
And we courteously allowed you on our channel to be live for like an hour, and you only like kicked us off 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Oh, we gave him way more rope.
Nice.
Way
you
more
dipped
rope.
on your own.
Yeah, he asked some dumbass question and dipped. But video you jumped on, we were talking about indoctrination, and how there are abuses that do take place and happen under the guise of religion, whether it be Christianity, Islam. So I'm gonna fast forward it because this part of it you just heard, where I go through my definition of indoctrination. But I want to get to where this guy that first of all, no, I'm not even gonna go there. Was probably humiliated because he so quickly got pinned down. I'm going to get to that because I think that's the source of this. It's not that I was talking about indoctrination. It's that he and Brett were butthurt that he got pinned down. But I don't want to miss. There's one part I don't want to miss.
Just slightly skip over the
religion out the window for a minute. Just your mental health and what are the best ways to approach it? As far
in the observational sense. Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Well, the reason why I threw out the question was as you basically kind of put creation.
2 Julys ago, I lost my mother. That was a very, very dedicated Christian woman. I lost my mom 2 Julys ago via suicide. And if anything, it's made me go harder. Not, and I want to make this clear, not anti-Christian, but pro-mental health, and focusing on getting help, whether it's therapy, medication, talk therapy, whatever it is. So those we try to be as multifaceted as we can, but there's only so many, only so many spaces you can fill.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. Sorry you had to go through that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, can I ask you guys? I'll just ask a quick question and let you guys get back to the topic of gay sex or the Bible or whatever you guys want to talk about. So you said you're a skeptic, right? Like you value skepticism pretty highly. You guys both identify as skeptics and critical thinkers.
I would say so.
So, what is something from standard mainstream science, evolution, cosmology, geology, anything like that you have been skeptical or critical about?
Well, to be fair, I don't have much of a background on all those facets of science, so I can't really provide you a hard in-depth of everything evolution, everything geology, everything archaeology, or any of that sort, because that's not something I study on a day-to-day basis. So I presently lack an example. I'm sure I have a couple. That's just not something in my immediate wheelhouse.
And I'll give, and I respect Rage. That avatar is, can we say, overcompensating much? So I'll provide it. I'm skeptical when it comes to origins.
Yeah.
When it comes to, all right. So here, this is critical right here because of what we're going to go back on TTOR's stream. This is critical. So I'm going to slow this back down. How we got here, why we're here. I'm skeptical to all that because I think it's completely arrogant. I think it's completely arrogant for anyone to pretend that they know how we got here. Anyone. So hopefully that gives you a little. What did I say there? Anyone. Josh, anyone. I think it's completely arrogant, foolish, maybe even foolish to pretend that you know.
Yeah. And were you playing?
Go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say we both, in that instance, for me saying that, this is not my day-to-day thing. I can't provide you the whole history of the origins of what I think happened or not happened or how evolution started or came about. Yes, I have studied it and everything like that, but to say that this is my hard stance, to say that I'm just a naturalist believer in just this particular thing alone and that's it, I'd be foolish to just have that complete hard stance. I have more trust in the evidence shown to me versus Christianity and any other faith or religion. But you were exactly right in what you stated yourself, even that you went more specific than I did. And then for this Josh guy to go back and label us as atheist evolutionists, whatever the fuck that means, as if we're all bundled into this one same pot of gold.
Well, because here's the thing, in the no, I'm gonna save that. But yes, it's completely arrogant and dishonest for anyone to say that they know that the means and how all this shit popped off.
And evolution is not pure knowledge. It's a theory. It's a theory backed by evidence of what has been provided to us over time to logically propose of how things have gotten to where they are now. That's it. That's the simplest I can put it. And I'm sure I said that in some way, shape, or form incorrectly. I'm not an evolutionist. I'm not a biologist. So fuck it.
Well, yes. And I have several comments, but I'm going to wait till we get back to his video. little insight into my quote unquote skepticism. I consider myself a skeptic before I ever do it. Consider myself an atheist, to be honest. I try to be fair but skeptical about everything. So when it comes to like origins, things like that, I don't know. I don't know, and I'm skeptical of all of it.
So origins of life, like biological origins, or do you mean even just any origins? Cosmology.
Yeah. How the I don't know if I can cuss here. How the fuck we got here? Didn't get here? Should have would have got here. I again, like I said, I think it's so presumptive and so arrogant and so ridiculous for anyone in 2023 because that's all you're doing. You're pretending to know. You are pretending to know because there's no way that you actually have knowledge of how all this shit started. There's no way.
There you go.
No way.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I love to hear it. And sorry for taking so much.
So notice what just happened. They served up all the questions. Mm-hmm. Jena and I both answered the questions. And like Jena said, I even made it more granular where it's like, no, this is what I think. And it's completely ridiculous to think that any person, no matter which side of the aisle you sit on, so to speak, as far as theism or atheism or agnosticism, it's asinine for anyone to take the position that we have knowledge of how this shit popped off. And as I'm skeptical, and I'm saying I don't know, and neither do you, Josh, the same motherfucker that's getting ready to go pop off on this video that I'm going to fucking demolish, he's applauding me. He's applauding me. So I want everyone to remember that. He's applauding me as I say, we don't fucking know. And look at that big smile on his little happy face. So let's listen to the last part of this. We won't listen to the whole thing, but I just want to show where he is Brett Wiener's, I guess, poster boy for theology and doctrine and Bible. And quickly, this is like if you remember when now I'm using all these wrestling references, like when Goldberg first popped on the scene, he was just like running through people like within like 10 minutes. If that 5 minutes, maybe he had the shortest times in like under a 1 minute. Like it was that quick. And this little fella got clotheslined, drop kicked, and knocked the fuck out. And Brett Wiener came to save him before he actually had to answer the question.
Time, but yeah.
I appreciate
you guys seem cool. I just checked out your channel, so I'll subscribe and
thank you.
See in more detail what you guys are all about.
Appreciate that.
So just to clarify,
hold on 1 second. 1 second. We got a new person, and that's why I started switching up things. Mr. Ernest, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
All right. Nice to see you. We're going to get back into gaslighting and waterboarding.
Like that funky music.
I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Hey, Brett, what did you think about what Oz just said, though? Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, that's pretty rare around here to hear something.
Wearing the same thing again.
Well, I wear tank tops because I'm always fucking burning up.
I wonder why.
But and again, Brett Wiener, this is another reason you're a piece of shit, and that you don't actually care about humans, is because when indoctrination and trauma and abuse come up, you do a very dishonest reductio where it's, well, Josh, were you ever waterboarded? Did you ever receive Chinese water torture to make you believe in your gut? Like, you make up these ridiculous,
absurd,
like out of this world comparisons or analogies. You are a giant, heaping, steaming pile of human shit.
Someone say something like that.
I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. Christians accept that we have faith in what may have happened or how the origins work. But a lot of what we see in mainstream media is a lot of people who are arrogantly coming out saying they know for a fact this and that. I wouldn't throw Richard Dawkins into that, though. I got some videos of him saying, no, we just don't know. We just don't know. And I think that's humble. I work with that.
I just wanted to ask one clarifying question of Oz, just make sure I heard him correctly. So if an atheist were to say with like absolute or near absolute certainty that evolution over billions of years was true, would you say that that person is being just as arrogant as like a Christian who says with certainty or near absolute certainty that the biblical explanation of origins is true?
When it comes to evolution, this is where I will 100% say that this is not my area of expertise, because there's enough data, enough science. If you want to go down that path, that you can argue for evolution. Now, I am one that I'm brutally honest, y'all. I'm brutally honest. I don't have the interest to take these deep dives into evolution. Why? Because for me, it doesn't affect.
It doesn't affect the day-to-day.
So this is critical, and I know these conversations are important. But one thing I know in life is knowing your lane, know your lane, and operate within your lane.
Absolutely.
Because as soon as you get outside of your lane, you get fucked up because you're not equipped. You're not equipped to hold the position or to defend the position or even defend the science behind it, because you don't have the education. You don't have the information. So I'm not going to sit there and pretend as though I am an evolutionist or a biologist or
exactly
a scientist. I'm not going to sit there and try to project that into this conversation. I want to make it clear that I'm not any of those things, but I have done enough research to understand that I can better argue a Big Bang or an evolution than I can a young Earth creation theory. That's not even a theory. It's a bullshit, fucking imagined, dreamt up, man-written, facade that makes people feel good. But the reason I point that out is because when we go back to his video, he's so far off base.
So far. And might I add, because, and I think it's fair, just between you and I, because I know we both, maybe you more slightly than I, read the Bible cover to cover, and studied and read enough or been taught, grown in like school or whatever. I know me a little bit more about science or various subjects in science. So don't sit there and argue and say, oh, well, you didn't read the Bible or study enough or didn't know enough as a Christian, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. Yes, I read enough, all of it, at least almost twice the whole Bible through and through, to know that there is no sufficient evidence to believe this bullshit, nor any other religion. It doesn't even amount or come to the same amount of reliable resources and evidence towards the evolutionary process. And yeah, granted, I'm a nurse, Oz DJs, does music and everything else. We have no backgrounds in any of this. The prime person, just based off our chat alone, would be Bimsy to walk you through that whole process. But we put forth our most honest, I don't knows. But yet you want to flip and turn it into some bullshit.
Like it's a claim.
Super hyped precept, topic through and through. Like, come on. And it was so weak.
Yeah. And sorry, I just saw somebody say something in the comments, but P-Town, like, settle the fuck down, dude.
Oh, get off Ken Hoven's dick, please. Yeah. We're not about to go through that shit.
One more bullshit ass comment like that. Look, I can provide an addy. If you think you can come swat me, I can provide an addy. Like, come swat me, but don't make threats in here, or we'll just get rid of you. Shut the fuck up. My day-to-day life, so I don't care, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. And when it comes to the origins, and I know, and I'm trying to be respectful. I really am. That's why with the origins thing, I can put us all in one basket, whether you're atheist, theist, agnostic, whatever the hell you are. None of us know. We weren't there. But when it comes to evolution, just the little, when I say a little bit, again, I want to be brutally honest, the little bit of tiptoeing and dabbling that I've done into it, I think there's enough there that you can argue for that more than you can ever argue for, especially the early creation scenario. I think there's way more evidence to argue for evolution than that. Hopefully that answers your question.
Well, I appreciate it. I like his skeptical approach at all these different things. Now, you and Jenna, you've made it quite clear that it's.
Now, again, I love the skeptical approach.
It's not something you dabble a whole lot in, but you give evolution a little bit more leniency than you would the creation account.
Of course.
Yep.
Would you suggest that believing that you evolved or your ancestors evolved from a rock makes more sense than an intelligent life form bringing other life forms into existence, and why?
I wouldn't address that directly, only because I don't believe my ancestors evolved from a rock.
Let me try rephrasing Brett's question in a way that's at least accurate to Wikipedia. Would you say it's more rational to believe that all biological life ultimately comes from some microbacteria that formed on some rocks near hydrothermal vents under the ocean 3.77 to 4.5
did I just say?
ago? Would you say that that's more rational and logical to believe than a creator God creating all life inside of this reality as well as creating the reality itself?
I will say, again, the 6 of us here, we have no idea. We have no idea. We can pretend. If we want to pretend, we can have pretend conversations.
It's a theory.
We can pretend
like
that we
many
know
others.
whether that did or did not happen. But there's no way that any of us can support it to be truth. And again, I said it earlier, and now I'm repeating. I'm hearing myself through this video repeat myself. We can pretend. We can have, if we want to have childlike pretend conversations about pretending that we know something. Then yeah, we can have that childlike conversation. But I thought I was talking to adults and with adults.
Are we talking about like in the observational sense we can't know because we weren't there? Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh, in the observational sense, yes.
Okay, that's what I figured.
No, P-Town, when anytime when it's cyber, internet, interweb related, and you start talking about swatting people, we're not ignorant, we're not dumb. So you can either clarify, or it's not going to be the address I live at, but I can provide you an Addy and you can roll up. But don't play dumb after you say some stupid shit like that.
Well, the reason why I threw out the question was you kind of put creation down here and you said, but with evolution, the little dabbling I've done, I see how it can be argued. So I was just trying to find out what is that little bit of argument that can be given for it. Because that's what we're going against, either a life form created life, which has been scientifically observed over 1 trillion times now, or life coming from rocks. And that's what it is. I mean, if you want to Google real quick, that is the alternative to the view. Some people believe some poop was on a rock, it hit the earth at 100 miles per hour, and somehow it sprang up, started playing Love Ballads. But we're trying to figure that out. That's why we do the show.
If I can jump in there, respectfully, for me, what's problematic with that argument, what you just said is we're introducing supernatural. We're introducing this being, and we have no way, we've never had any way to even a little bit demonstrate that there is a supernatural that is active and present and impacting our day-to-day lives.
I do.
Okay, please share.
In January of 2021, one of my clients.
All right, so hold on. I got to refill my drink for this one because this is when this is when Macho Man Randy Savage comes off the top rope and is like black guy, but then Brett Wiener comes to save his boy's ass. Yeah. So, yes, babe.
Oh no, I had nothing to say.
All right, would you like to entertain, or you want to do an intermission, Vigia? What would you like?
Oh, that's a hard part. I can't entertain because the wine is affecting me now. So, quick intermission, about 5 minutes. Oz is gonna refill his drink. I'm gonna get some more wine, and we're about to get in it with this.
Yeah, Tang Yang.
Be right back.
I'm in love with who I am, goddamn man. Who the fuck is you? I'm in love with who I am, goddamn man. Who the fuck is you?
What up? Let's get to it.
Yeah, you gotta unmute me.
Sorry, I thought I unmuted you too. My bad.
We back.
Oh, I gotta slow this down because this one he gets boxed down. He gets boxed down, and Brett Weiner comes to save the day.
You don't.
Because they can't answer the questions. I answered all the questions, but you can't answer the questions.
You can't
Similar to the one that you saw in the movie Smile that came out late last year, just less theatrical and a lot more disgusting in terms of what it's doing to the person. But yeah, those kind of things actually exist. And if those things exist, then anything supernatural that the Bible describes has to exist, especially since this spirit behaved like the spirits and demons of the Bible.
So I apologize because I don't know what movie you're referencing.
I don't either.
Smile is a horror film that came out in October of 2022. It's about a woman that's being haunted and tormented by a spirit that feeds on people's trauma.
So hold on. This, and again, I want to be respectful, but we're going to reference a horror movie.
I'm just saying that I encountered a spirit that is similar to that thing about a year and a half before that movie ever came out.
Okay, so then how do you demonstrate to Jena or I that you encountered this spirit? Is it can we duplicate? Can we replicate this experience? Like these are again. This is when it gets dicey. Because
it's not a naturally occurring phenomena, so no, you can't replicate that.
Exactly. That's my exact point.
Demons pick and choose when they want to oppress and possess people. It's not something you can control.
You just helped me. You assisted me on doubling down on what I said. There's no way to test a supernatural claim.
Except I saw it with my own eyes, so that is observational evidence to me that they're real.
But even eyewitness accounts.
I would have to go with the philosophy of don't trust your lying eyes in order to go with what you're saying, and I just can't do that because I'm a first-hand witness.
Brother,
I would have to trust your lying eyes that you saw a spirit that you coincidentally referenced was the same thing from a movie that you saw a year and a half later after said incident, and you have to trust my lying ass to verify that I have a red Tesla. You don't know. How am I to prove to you that I have a red Tesla? I have a red Tesla. Do you believe me? Probably not. How the fuck am I supposed to believe you that you, and I know you were going to say you wanted to be respectful. I wanted to be respectful too. How the fuck am I supposed to know that you suddenly encountered this spirit demon that was the same thing from a goddamn movie sometime in January 2021? How the fuck am I supposed to know that? I have a red Tesla, bitch. Sorry, that was a wine talking.
No, sorry. Get it. Why are you apologizing? Babe, did you hear my stream last night? Are you serious?
It's been a minute.
So Josh, and your delusioned sorry ass. Let's look at CRF/USA.org, Constitutional Rights Foundation. Let me clear my throat, Josh, so you can clearly hear me. Studies have shown that mistaken eyewitness testimony accounts for about half of all wrongful convictions.
No.
But you want me to trust you? You want me to believe that this supernatural, that this spirit realm, that these demons and goblins and devils and ghosts and gods and angels and what the fuck ever else that you guys introduce. You want me to believe this shit is true because you conjured it up in your little pea brain. You want me to buy that?
Right. Right. And let me put this forward, because at any point in time that you
Bitch,
watch,
please. Sorry.
At any point in time that you watch this and edit this shit out and clip whatever you want to clip out for your little show after you review this response to your bullshit review, let me just say this. I do respect and honor the fact that you saw what you saw. I can't say otherwise. That is your reality. But the other part of that reality is you are not reliable in what you what you don't demonstrate and say that you saw in order to make an effort for us to believe that evil spirits exist and therefore God. That is not the same fucking thing. Whatever the fuck you experienced and saw, that's fine. That's your reality. I'll trust you on that part, because I don't live your life. I haven't gone through or seen what you saw. But you cannot put forward a non-falsifiable, I hope I'm saying that right, correct me if I'm wrong, something that is so dramatically unbelievable and so unprovable to demonstrate your faith. You can't fucking do that, because then you put everyone else in the position of just basically, believing whatever the fuck you tell them to believe. # indoctrination.
Well, and we're getting ready to get to, and this is where Brett Wiener jumps in to cut me off, because he knows that his boy just got, if this is WWF, I just hit him with the power bomb. Or I'm getting ready to hit him with the power bomb, and now the tombstone pile driver is about to commence, and he does the whole like jump in and save his homie because he knows he's about to get pinned. Brother, even in the court of law in 2023, eyewitness accounts become less and less credible because of all of the other environmental influences.
Doesn't matter,
can
because I saw
too.
it firsthand, and I'm not crazy,
Yeah.
and I don't have mental issues, so
PTR,
I saw it.
PTR, if you don't mind me asking, Oz,
Because I know what I saw, and I don't have mental issues.
Well, and to be fair, to be consistent with our position on the channel, neither Jen or I are psychological or psychiatrists or psychologists. That is not our field of expertise. But it's, how do I want to say this? When the first thing you do is you run to, I don't have mental issues. I'm not gonna push back and claim that you do. No. I'm not gonna even suggest that you do. No. But the fact that was your first go-to, now I have questions. I don't have accusations. I don't have assertions. I have questions, because that was the first thing you ran to. But yeah, let's keep going.
have you ever taken this wonderful lady Jena to Hawaii? Have you both experienced that yet?
No, hold on. Let's not deviate.
No, we're going to deviate. This is my show, not yours, sir.
I'm
we're going to deviate. We're going to do what I say, not what you say there, pal.
So when he tries to get Jenna involved without me being there, but he doesn't realize that we both operate on the same soundboard. So when he kicked me, he kicked her audibly. And then eventually dismissed her as well, because he knew he wasn't going to bring me back in, because his
he wasn't liking your line of questioning.
No, because TT or Josh, whatever his name is, it was ready for the pin count. 1, 2, 3, ding, 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 ding,
Saved
and the
by
winner
Daddy
is.
Wiener.
But Brett Wiener jumps in like, oh no, I can't have this happen on my channel. I can't have the atheists on here pinning down the brilliant, the genius theist. I can't have that happen, Jenna. Not on the Brett Wiener channel. Not today.
You have to obfuscate and placate to the lovely purple-haired woman in the room.
Oh,
Talk
don't
about
get me
some
going on
Hawaii
yet.
vacation bullshit, as if, that's just supposed to catch my interest in the heat of conversation. Fuck you.
No, that was the reason I pointed out that was the sexist I'm sorry, y'all know me. I can't multitask for shit. Misogynistic, like that's just Brett Wiener.
Yeah.
And that's why when I don't even go there.
But notice, I will say this: you're pulling up back to the earlier video from Josh. I'm very curious as to why he didn't just base his dumbass review on that part, because he was very critical about us not respecting his whole eyewitness account. And, almost was in the heat of you both having a lot of pushback between each other until, Brett motherfucking Wiener jumped in. But it's so hilarious that he took that 1 2 to 3 sentence clip of the earlier thing you said and didn't get the chance or opportunity to pounce on this part. That is interesting. That would have probably made it a bit more of a better hit piece than what, Josh put out on this. Like, I thought that was dumb. Poor choice.
Yeah, you barked up the wrong tree.
Either way, you barked up the wrong tree. But
what was it? Jay-Z. It comes from a quote previous to Jay, but Jay-Z put it in a hip hop song, so it made me remember it. Don't bark up that tree will fall on you. And you barked up the wrong tree. And Beamsy, if P-Town's little Fifis got hurt or got tickled, I personally don't give a fuck. But baby, if you want to transition, I'll hit the drink music as we now, and I'm gonna speed this way the fuck up.
You know I love transitioning.
Everybody in this bitch getting set.
Jenna uses her graphics. Amazing.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set.
Work in the morning.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go through this quick because it's the rest of this is pointless.
This is water.
It's not water.
Well, this one is. I finished the wine.
Red
wine.
wine. Well, and we're gonna finish because my DJ stream is way more important. Getting ready for my next two tour dates is way more important. This guy's ass. So we'll move through this quickly because it's just a bunch of. He plays out one clip of me, and then goes and shares all of these goddamn fucking articles that have nothing to do with my argument.
Nothing.
Or a complete straw man.
Yep.
Complete. What do I say? Sidestep of what I said, and then at the end, then tries to go full circle back to me and call me out, and I'm like, "What the fuck? I thought you left me alone a long time ago, and then you come full circle at the end, and now you call me out again."
All to push your dumb narrative?
Oh my God. Go eat a big old fat atheist dick.
In other words, the reason why Tang is so against Christians teaching children, particularly their own children, the biblical worldview is because, well, those children don't have the cognitive abilities or the critical thinking skills to challenge what you're telling them, and so they're just going to believe what you say, and that's bad. Now, this is not the...
One thing I want to say. You've not had a conversation with me about what I do or don't and how I do or do not teach my children. And Josh, you ignorant ass fuck. Had you taken the time to get to know me and not hide behind Brett Wiener and ask about my interactions and my conversations with my 4 children, Josh, you may not have made this video.
And if you had maybe taken a little bit more time to know what the content of our channel is about, still holds weight of what you just said. We don't force people to be taught one thing or another. We give them the tools to think for themselves and determine what is best for their own lives.
Yeah. So agreed, 100%. And I would tell anyone the same thing I tell my children. I'll with my kids, obviously with my kids, I'll teach you how to think, how to investigate, how to ask questions, how to push back. I'm not going to teach you what to think.
Yeah, not like Christians do.
And sorry, Josh, you don't. And this is where your daddy, Brett Wiener, has y'all fucked up. Is no, we don't need to waterboard anybody. We don't need any type of Chinese water torture. We don't need to take people in a dungeon and whip them to death. It's more subtle than that. And you demonstrate it. You demonstrate how subtle and how easy it is to form a brain. God damn it. Following this episode, it's Daddy Oz reading the book of Song of Solomon.
First time that I have seen an atheist/evolutionist reason and argue along these lines. Back in 2012, on a blog called blogher.com, which I'm not sure even exists anymore, there was an article written by Miss Joy FG on May 15th, 2012 called "Stop Inviting My Kid to Church, Religion is Not for Children." And if you scroll down a little bit in the blog post, you read the following 2 paragraphs. This part will be touchy for people who do not believe the same as we do, and I respect that. I'll raise my kids and you can raise yours. I do not think religion is for children. I think that they should be exposed to the beliefs of all people, and while I will tell my children this is what mommy and daddy believe, I do not expect her to believe the same thing. I'll ask Miss N what she thinks, and she has some really amazing thoughts on the matter, but I will not tell her she is wrong if she disagrees with me about the big beliefs. I do not tell her she is going to hell if she does not believe as I do, that she ought to live in fear for the people in her life who do not, because it is unfair to expect a child to live like that. It is not right to speak in absolutes of children because they will believe anything and everything you tell them, and they are still developing the cognitive ability to sift through the logic of some claims. Case in point, Boy honestly thinks Batman is a viable career choice. After Miss N encouraged him to come up with a backup plan, he settled on police officer/Batman. So according to Miss Joy FG, it is wrong for Christians in particular to teach the biblical worldview to their own children because the children do not have the cognitive abilities to challenge what their parents are telling them and figure out whether or not what their parents are telling them is true, and so they'll just believe what their parents tell them. This is the reason why Christians should not be teaching the biblical worldview to their children, according to atheists like Miss Joy FG. So I think Oz would agree with Miss Joy FG on this matter because he basically makes the same argument, just worded differently. So now that we know that Oz and Miss Joy FG believe the same thing about how wrong it is for Christians to teach the biblical worldview to their children.
Nope. And because you said my name, you didn't say Tang, you didn't say Jenna, you said Oz. Roll up, motherfucker. Roll up. We can have a stream, just you and I. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because this isn't the first time. But now you're calling me out by name. I don't know this woman. I don't know this author. I don't know this writer. I have no idea who you're referring to. And you just said, now that I or we know something. Now that we know it, let us proceed. Fuck off. Fuck off. Unless you want to actually talk to me and have that conversation and not hide behind your daddy, Brett Wiener, and do this shit mano-y-mano, again, suck my big old atheist dick.
Heck, talk to any atheist for that matter.
No, right.
You even barely done that shit.
But this isn't about any other atheist. You said my name. You said my name, motherfucker.
My man's name out your mouth.
You said my name. So either come get the business or suck my big old atheist dick.
Or as they call it, indoctrinate. There's some major hypocrisy going on with the atheist movement in general, and I have a strong feeling that Oz falls into this category of hypocrisy as well. The atheist evolutionist camp.
I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Show me. Prove it.
Actually has no problem indoctrinating children into believing things, and they specifically target children to indoctrinate into the atheistic evolutionary worldview because children do not have the.
There's no such thing as atheistic evolutionist worldview.
Fuck does
Shut
that
the fuck
mean?
up. Shut the fuck. You're creating things to fit your narrative. You simple-minded, delusional asshole. You're just creating shit. And like, I'm reaching that point where like I was getting pissed off, and now it's getting funny. Now it's getting funny where it's now more entertainment. So I should probably hit the play button so I get more of the funnies out of this. Because if you keep saying my name and misrepresenting, you're just going to keep getting the smoke.
Cognitive abilities to challenge the atheist evolutionist telling them things, and so they'll believe what the atheist evolutionist says. Don't believe me? Well, you don't have to take my word for it. I have here on screen an article from The Guardian titled "Evolution Makes Scientific Sense, so Why Do Many People Reject It?" The subtitle says, "Child psychology studies have identified a natural human bias toward the theory of intelligent design and pose a solution. Teach evolution earlier." This article was written in March of 2016, so it's been out for a while, and the atheist community has never really addressed it because it is a big thorn in their side. But let's read the second and third paragraphs here. It is critical that the
Really quick, just remember this dumbass. We live in a country where it wasn't until this last year, 2 years, whatever, that the Christian community has been the majority in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means the majority of kids born in this country, they are by default introduced to, indoctrinated by, and told to be. It's told to them to be true and made to be true in their mind because their brains are still malleable. That young Earth creationism, that this God thing, is real.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're missing here, Josh. You dumbass. We need to start teaching science in real life at an earlier age, because from the time, just like me. The time I came out my mom's woohoo, I was introduced to Christianity, young Earth creationism, and all. So yes, we do need to start teaching real life, not fantasy, at a younger age to help battle and fight against this nonsense. Because you were just talking about ghosts, bro. You were just talking about ghosts and spirits, and that you experienced it.
Your experience doesn't mean shit.
You experienced it. And because you experienced it, it should be universally true. That's not the way reality works, dumbass.
voting public have a clear understanding of evolution. Adaptation by natural selection, the primary mechanism of evolution, underpins a raft of current social concerns such as antibiotic resistance, the impact of climate change, and the relationship between genes and environment. So why, despite formal scientific education,
I feel like I
intelligent
wanna
design
put a
remains
beat
so
while he's
intuitively
done.
plausible, and evolution so intuitively opaque, and what can we do about it? So, as we can see at this point in the article, child psychology studies have proven that when human beings are fresh out of the womb and they're looking around at the reality around them, they intuitively and naturally conclude that intelligent design is the best explanation for what they see. Because
I forget. I looked at the source. I forget what it was now, but I'm not going to take time.
reality, even according to evolutionists like Richard Dawkins, has the appearance of design. And because, you're supposed to trust what you observe, the appearance of design equals actual design. That is why intelligent design, and by extension, young Earth creationism, and creationism in general, is intuitively plausible to human beings, because every human being knows that the appearance of design equals actual design, and the only reason anyone thinks any differently is that they've been told differently by atheists and evolutionists who control the academic world. And notice how The Guardian says that evolution is intuitively opaque. What this means is that when a human being is fresh out of the womb and they're observing the reality around them, they do not naturally conclude that evolution, billions of years, and Big Bang cosmology explains what they are seeing. Evolution, billions of years,
I accidentally hit a button. But
Hi.
to this point, I'm gonna play a proper reductio because Josh's dumbass doesn't know how to do it. So I pop out my mom's vajayjay, right? And 6 months, a year, maybe even 2 years, whatever. There's probably not a moment without being told that this thing may or may not be true. There wasn't a time that I probably thought, man, when I see presents, there must be a Santa Claus. When I see people getting gifts, there must be they're Santa Claus. Because he is the Jolly Saint Nick, and he's the reason we get presents.
So where did you get the idea Santa Claus from?
My parents.
Oh, shit.
You know where else I got the God idea from?
What?
My parents.
Oh.
My parents told me that shit. They told me that Jay just died on a cross for me.
And you had to believe it, right?
And if I had never heard that from anyone else, I would have never fucking believed it.
Holy crap. Just like you never became a Muslim.
Assalamu my bacon.
He loves bacon.
Proceed. I have to DJ. This dude's a joke.
Years and Big Bang cosmology is literally something that you have to indoctrinate people into believing in order for them to conclude that evolution billions of years and Big Bang cosmology makes the best sense out of what we observe in reality. And notice how the Guardian says, what can we do about it? Because child psychology studies have proven that intelligent design is the intuitive explanation that human beings default to when they observe the reality around them after they enter this world and are just looking around at the world that they're in. Because this is the case, and because evolution is not intuitive, it's not natural, and it's not something you would conclude when you look at the reality around you, the Guardian says that this is a problem and we have to do something about it. And why do we have to do something about it? Paragraph 2. Developmental psychologists have identified 2 cognitive biases in
Can you guys hear us now?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Check.
They can hear us.
Well, but just a couple seconds ago, Secular Pagan Mom said
I think that was towards earlier. It was just a late reference. Because I'm listening on the phone too.
very young children that help to explain the popularity of intelligent design. The first is a belief that species are defined by an internal quality that cannot be changed, psychological essentialism.
No, something happened.
I mean, it's playing. It's probably
the second is that all things
there.
are designed for a purpose. Promiscuous teleology.
I was
These
hoping to
biases
cut it
interact with
off.
cultural beliefs such as religion, but are just as prevalent in children raised in secular societies. Importantly, these beliefs become increasingly entrenched, making formal scientific instruction more and more difficult as children get older. In other words, if you don't disrupt these natural intuitions that human beings have when they are fresh out of the womb, and you don't teach them evolution billions of years and Big Bang cosmology until they're like, in their middle school years or even like age 12, it's really hard to convince them that atheism, evolution, and billions of years is true because it contradicts what their natural intuition tells them when they observe the reality around them. So how do we deal with this problem?
Well, what's their natural intuition? There's a God? Is that what you're trying to say? Which God then? Is it yours?
Exactly.
The Christian God? Oh, how convenient. Because they happen to be raised in America and happen to fall into a belief. Yeah, that makes fucking sense.
And can I tell you again, Josh? I'm going to assume you don't have kids. I'm just going to assume by the way you talk, and you talk about. By the way you talk about the educational system, that you actually don't have kids in school. And the fact that you hang out with Brett Wiener. Anyway,
Enough said.
I talk to my kids often about what's in their books. Because I'm a dad. And I care. And they go to secular schools. Public schools. Yes, we are. Guess what, Josh? You dishonest little piece of shit. They're not just spoon-fed Big Bang and evolution. Like they're presented options. They're presented options. What you don't like, Josh, and Brett Wiener and the rest of your fucked up, crazy, delusional group of friends, what you don't like is they don't teach your whack-ass idea that there's this God. There's this God that in 6 days created everything, on the 7th day rested. Why? Because there's no reliable, good explanation on why we should look to the supernatural. There's never been a good reason to look at or count upon or lean upon the supernatural for an explanation of things that happen within our reality. Because every time we need to test something, every time we need to challenge something, there has always been a more natural explanation for said event, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
And the supernatural has never, Josh, listen. Josh, the supernatural has never been the or an explanation for anything that's happened in our reality.
And it's ridiculous to think so.
And I'm sorry for you. I am. I'm sorry that you cling to this so tightly. I am. Because I once did. What's up, Chris? I'm sorry that you still hold on to this so tightly. But when you do a cheap ass piece like this and you think we're not going to bring the smoke, you're out your goddamn mind. So anything you want to say, babe, before I hit play?
According to The Guardian. Well, in the first paragraph of the section titled, Can We...
Actually, I'm just going to the end where he calls me out again because I'm done with this shit.
Thank you.
Any kind of worldview on origins, and that if someone states with any certainty about what happened with the origins of the Earth and universe, that basically they're arrogant. If he was really that guy that he claims to be, he should be condemning atheists and evolutionists for about what happened with the origins of the Earth and universe, that basically they're arrogant. If he was really that, evolutionists use is the same logic that they use to condemn Christians for doing the same thing. When I see this sitting,
Probably need to slow it down.
conclusion. So as I sit here behind my laptop and my gaming chair making this video, and I listen to Oz condemn Christians for teaching the biblical worldview.
All right, so you keep calling me out. So are we ready, babe, we ready to get teed up?
Everybody in this bitch getting set. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting set.
To their children, but then he is absolutely silent when we discover that evolutionists and atheists literally indoctrinate those same children into believing in the atheistic evolutionary worldview through the public education system, and that the logic these atheists and evolutionists use is the same logic that they use to condemn Christians for doing the same thing. When I see this sitting here, I'm really disgusted by the double-mindedness and hypocrisy of the atheist evolutionist community. You know, if Oz was the man he claimed to be in the live stream who is against indoctrinating children into any kind of worldview on origins, and that if someone states with any certainty about what happened with the origins of the Earth and universe, that basically they're arrogant, if he was really that guy that he claims to be, he should be condemning atheists and evolutionists for indoctrinating young 5 to 8 year old children into believing in the atheistic worldview through the public education system. He should be condemning that just as much as he condemns Christians for indoctrinating their children into the biblical worldview.
Wrong.
However, as I sit here, I find it
Lost
extremely
my cool.
unlikely that Oz will ever condemn his own camp for indoctrinating children into the atheistic evolutionary worldview, and I have the feeling that he's a complete raging hypocrite and double-minded man on this matter. And so I don't expect him and his girlfriend to ever do a live stream on their channel or a video on their channel where they condemn the atheist evolution community for indoctrinating children into the atheistic evolutionary worldview.
Yeah, because that shit doesn't exist.
All right, so
Oh boy.
babe, I'll let you speak your final piece, and then I'm gonna go solo because I got some shit to say. Because he said that motherfucker couldn't keep my name out his mouth. I'm gonna say some shit solo, but I want you to say whatever you want to say.
This whole quick narrative going along your precept after precept after precept positions on the atheist evolutionists or whoever the fuck that means or they are has no relevance to anything that Oz or myself were referencing in that stream off of Brett's channel. Nothing. And again, like I was reiterating before, to put forth some articles as demonstration to just go about this narrative of yours is just ridiculous. You had nothing to say against or for what me and Oz spoke on those brief 10 minutes we were on Brett's channel. And you had the opportunity to kind of counter him just maybe a bit better, a bit more on the latter part of that conversation from Brett's channel when we talked against you referencing a evil spirit that you experienced some years back per a movie that you wanted to set an example of that no one ever fucking heard of as a demonstration that spirits exist, therefore God. Dumb. You can't do that. There's no relevancy to that because putting that forth, you obviously are putting forth something that is completely and utterly demonstrable. You're saying to your whole audience that because of this experience, this all is true and this all exists. And you should believe me. You should trust that this evil spirit that I witnessed a couple years ago is living proof of evil spirits and that God exists, because whatever else happened after that situation, I don't know, because we were kicked off and we never got the remainder of that. So feel free to fill in the rest if you want to after you view this video and respond to it. And we do expect a response. But I will say from that, since you wanted to demonstrate something that you think was true per whatever you experienced. And again, I take you at your word for you experience your personal experience. I will never deny that, nor try to, because I don't live your life. I don't see things through your eyes. But claiming that this was something that was real and is meant to believe is the very definition of indoctrination. A minor one, but it is a great example. And because of that example is why it was just nonsensical for you to try and demonstrate that, thinking whatever Oz is about, or wherever I'm about, or whatever this channel is about, we enforce this type of same thinking that you theists tried to demonstrate to the rest of the world, claiming that your Christian God exists. Just out of convenience, you were born in this country and were taught from as early as childhood, you were taught to trust and believe this. You didn't come out the womb, or weren't in the womb thinking this was a natural thing or occurrence. That shit doesn't happen. Just like we are taught things in school about science and math and everything else, we are taught what our parents try to instill in us. faith, their religion, their beliefs on the world. We are taught to be ugly people. We're taught to be racist. We're taught to, demonstrate both good values and bad values, whatever those fucking mean to you. But to say that we push some kind of atheistic evolutionist agenda on our viewers or people that we associate with is bullshit. What we do say and stand by is supporting each other, supporting those that go through serious mental health conditions, supporting those that go through harmful, abusive, traumatic situations like I have, stemming from a family that lacks love and support of me because I don't believe in their religion or their God or their faith. And yet want to demonize people like myself that remove themselves from that and don't believe. That's what we're about. And if you had taken the fucking time to review our material and really get to know what we're about, I'm pretty certain you'd be scared to do the shit-ass hit piece that you put out. And that's all I have to say.
Well, and I can say I've had the absolute, and it humbles me to say this, but I've had the honor to walk right beside Jena through the some of the worst, the thick, if not the worst, of her deconversion and more so the coming out and telling family and friends that there was a lack of belief. And believe me, even off YouTube, I don't do well with threats. I don't do well with assumptions. I don't do well with words and ideas or things said being twisted and formed into what you want them to be to fit your narrative. So I'll close with this, because yes, this shit pisses me off, but there's a portion of it that is comical to me. So I'm going to try to talk about both in my closing before I go DJ here in 10 minutes. One is Josh, whatever the fuck your name is, you are so deluded. And you are so lost in your sauce that we're not having the same conversation. We're talking about people that have been indoctrinated, and via that indoctrination have been traumatized through abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and it goes on and on. We're not having the same conversation. You're talking purely intellect, right? It purely ideas, purely hypotheses. You're not digging down to the human element. That's why you don't like me. That's why you don't like, and she is my girlfriend, but and I'll point this out here in a minute, but you don't like my girlfriend, Jena, because we're talking about humanity. We're talking about the human experience. You don't like that. Because when we really start to dig into that, you lose. You lose. Why? Because your book loses. Your God loses. They're all bad ideas. You know, at the end of the day, you'll never say it publicly, but you know at the end of the day, you are pushing and promoting a book that endorses slavery, endorses child abuse, endorses misogyny, endorses racism. You won't say that publicly. I will. And I hate that for you, because I was a Christian for 30 plus years. And I hope one day that you can realize how disgusting it is what you and Brett Wiener and the rest of you hateful, bigoted, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic, fucking prick assholes are doing to humanity. I hope one day you see it. I don't think you will, but I hope you do. I do. Before I go to the comedy side of this, first of all, I'm going to say, Jena, I love you, and I always got your back, and I'm let a motherfucker. Let a motherfucker. So before I go to the comedy, I'm just going to say to Josh and Brett Wiener, my girlfriend has a name. Her name is Jena. So moving forward, you've seen her name, and now I've said her name several times. Moving forward, you can refer to this beautiful, amazing woman by her name, Jena, or just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Because anything less, it is you going out of your way. It's you going out of your way to be a complete disrespectful asshole. I don't expect anything less, but I'm hoping that maybe in one area you can prove me to be wrong. But she's not just my girlfriend. She's not just the pretty woman with purple hair. She has a fucking name. Say her name. Address her by her name.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
Now to the comedy. Josh, this whole thing you did, and we're going 2 hours because most of it's hysterical to me to listen to. But you took one clip. You took one clip that was like, what, a minute long? 2 minutes long at the most? And you just like you just ran with it like it was something. But you're the same dumbass. You're the same dumbass. You're the same dumbass that said, Well, I had this little experience with a ghost. But it was the ghostest with the mostest, Oz. This ghostest with the mostest showed up, and that's how I know that this is real and this is true, because I experienced this ghostest with the mostest, and it was an eyewitness account, so you can't tell me that it's not true. And as soon as pushed back on, it was like a boomerang effect. Where it was like, but I don't have mental health issues. I saw a ghost, but I don't have mental health issues. Bro, nobody even said that. You said that. You said that. Jena didn't say that. I didn't say that. You ran to that. You ran to that shit, bruh. And lastly, this atheist evolutionist shit narrative, whatever, that you have created in your brain, or maybe your daddy, Brett Wiener, has created in your brain, or maybe this is a trickle-down effect that Hovind did like dick fed this shit into Brett Wiener's brain. Now he's dick fed it into your brain. I don't know. Atheism and evolution are not the same thing. I don't know if you know how to read a dictionary or not. I don't know if you understand the difference. But atheism and evolution are not tied together. And I waited to this point to say this. Josh, do you realize that God and evolution could be true all at the same time? One does not cancel the other. God could have created evolution. One does not defeat the other. That's where you fuck up, bro. So when you talk about atheist evolutionists, there could be theist or even Christian evolutionists, and actually, I know that there are those. But one doesn't cancel the other. One does not mean therefore the other is false. So you did 31 minutes trying to do what you do, and yeah, there's parts of it that piss both Jen and I off, and some for the same reasons, other for different reasons. But at the end of the day, your 31-minute stream, I feel like you were just I feel like you and Brett Wiener were probably just either together or individually just mentally masturbating to this, thinking that you were making a point, and you made no points. So, my closing, until you decide, Josh, that you want to come on here and have a conversation, since you can't keep my name out of your mouth, until you want to come on the channel and talk man to man, person to person, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you want to do that, let's get it. Let's get it. But other than that, you're a joke, bro. If you're going to do that and I call you out and you not want to show up, you're a joke. And yes, I'm going to laugh all the way to the next stream because this It's a joke. It's a joke. So I'm gonna it's supposed to be like right now, but here in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm a DJ because I have 2 concerts to get ready for, and God damn it, I said it was gonna be brief, and I was not brief because I have to talk all my shit because they're full of shit. Anything else, babe?
Oh, this Friday, my interview.
Oh yeah, this Friday on David Gonzalez's channel, you're gonna get the first. It's like it's not sneak peek, but like the first actual like raw, full, real, no filters, no filter interview. Oh, yep. You tell them. You tell them.
I'm gonna get raw and dirty. No, it's good.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
I know you do. Too much information. Anywho, yes, this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Michael McDonald's Deep Drinks podcast on YouTube channel. So I'll shoot out a community post about it, tweet about it, whatever, just to remind y'all to tune in. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but it's basically me just getting, and I know I said it funny earlier, but seriously, it's just raw details of basically the events of what happened from the time I came out August of last year up until me basically recently in the last couple months, or a couple weeks, I should say, of moving to Indiana. So you'll get all those raw, beautiful details of the happenings, and it's a story, it's a telling, it's an epic. It's a lot, and I think it's epic and a lot for any individual person when they go through, you know, their traumas and their abuse and things like that. But anyway, just to, you know, sprinkle that little goodness on you. So tune in this Friday. That'll be on Deep Dukes podcast, David McDonald's channel. So I'll be letting y'all know what's going on. Felt really awkward saying that. I don't know why.
I think it's because you're used to your mic and not these mics, and when you fall farther away, it's harder.
Oh, is that what that is? I am not used. I hear myself, and I don't like it. That's why I may sound like I sound funny, because I can hear myself, and it's distracting.
No, you just have to use it. But you go to any professional studio, you're going to hear yourself.
Fuck you too.
Hey, hi and bye, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
But no, I'm gonna take a quick break in the urination station, and then I'm gonna be DJing because I have 2 concerts to get ready for. So, babe, if you're ready to bounce, I'm ready to bounce on this. And until I get word that these motherfuckers actually want to show face and have real conversations, first of all, Josh from whatever your little half subscription channel ass is, fuck you. Brett Wiener, fuck you. And as soon as you want the smoke, you can get the invite. But until then, fuck you.
Boom.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
I am the prodigy, probably an oddity, commodity to fuck up your psychology. I honestly, possibly, constantly body these fucking wannabes. I am the novelty, fulfillment of the prophecy. I am apostasy's atrocity, demonstrably an anomaly. Just check the verbosity of my anthology. What you want, I do this shit unconsciously. I told you after Devil's Night, I'm coming down swinging, hit them with that boom, and keep their heads ringing. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. But you sleep, I told you what I do. What if I just switch the flow? Let the pieces fall, call it domino. I kill in force. Idaho, you the hoe. I know you know how to ride this boat. Rodeo. Like fuck with you a little, it'll ripple, cripple. But I give you this pickle. What am I trying to say? If A can beat me, then we can see. And after that, yeah, you can get the D. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom. I told you what I do. But you sleep? I told you what I do.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.